On shopping for running shoes exclusively via Roadrunner Sports, January 2024 AD to present. Today is Saturday, 16 May 2026. I'm Tanis, hers of Seattle, and here I reflect on shopping for running shoes exclusively via Roadrunner Sports, January 2024 AD to present. It marked my as in like January 2024 AD, marked my, so that's it. It marked my 18th anniversary of training with myself as coach. I started training with myself as coach in January 2006, and this is in reference to running specifically. So what has it been like on shopping for running shoes exclusively with one retailer? It's a good retailer. It has shoe options. It has a variety of brands. I've gone in person and online, and I've only thus far purchased running shoes through them. I previously covered this experience going in early 2024, I'll put AD, and 2010 to 2012 approximately, I worked as a lifeguard and swim instructor at Green Lake, a place called Evans Pool, and I would actually walk/run past Roadrunner Sports and drive past Roadrunner Sports, that kind of thing when I worked there. And so it was a place I was familiar with, and then I went in and I have got a pair of shoes, and I got another pair of shoes, and I'm looking at getting another pair of shoes, and it's been a good one. They have other stuff. Something I think about is like, I love my speckles, so my brown, yellow, tan kind of speckles all over my body, like on the arm here, and I do not arbitrarily get them cut off. My skin protection, aside from my feet, comes from elsewhere, so that's not some I don't do. Sometimes I'll wear like a hat in a video I wear when I'm running, or a sweatshirt or something. Not all of my provisions come from Roadrunner Sports, so this is really about running shoes, and it's good for that. And they did they filmed me walking on a treadmill. They did different fit and that kind of stuff, and I got to try on different shoes, and I have kind of a thinner sole and not as thick as like some shoes out there as a road runner. So I've that's been I've stuck with that, and so this has actually become a little bit of stabilization, really, of something. I started cardiology self-experimentation at like definition, like full-on foundational levels back in approximately 2017. I was living in Albany, California, and I started it solo and still do it solo. And I was living in Albany, California in the 2010s decade, and I was like, because I don't understand the heart system, I was like, if it feels like something hurts my heart, then perhaps don't go with it. And so I had Nike shoes, and I liked Nike shoes, and Nike had some like big business kind of problems. And so this has actually turned out to be what has it been like moving on from the just do it mantra. So when I was starting out with the self-experimentation, I was like, if something feels wrong to the heart, and like I feel like my heart feels like it hurts or something, just like, don't do it. I don't like legitimately want to break my heart, like physically. And so I had noticed that Nike's shoes I had started having problems with, where like it would wear through on like my pinky toe. Maybe perhaps the market had changed, and they had narrower people buying them, and so I was like, they weren't fitting as well. So I changed to Under Armour shoes in 2019, and then in 2024 I got a pair of Brooks shoes, and my last pair of shoes 2025 was Brooks as well. So I have moved on from Nike in that sense. However, it wasn't really as I say, the business model, so at foundation level for my cardiology self-experimentation, is like, if it feels like it hurts, like I want a pair of shoes that works, and Nike's not that anymore. All right, it's too narrow for my feet. It was back then. And so it was like, okay, and if it's like, and I'm like, I have, and so essentially there was that initial, and I was like, find a pair that fits. And so that was Under Armour, and then I went in and they didn't even have Under Armour at Roadrunner Sports, and I was like, you know, so there's that heart thing, but I was like, I really need shoes with a certain specifications. I can't run too thick, or like, you know, it interrupts with interferes with my gait and stuff like that. And Brooks is like, me and without music and stuff is really like, I've really corrected my balance in running and like my gait, and like I'm running more on my toes, and the wear is approximately even on both shoes. So I've really cleaned up my strides with Brooks. So that's been a surprise. I've really evolved in terms of like, I'll go Tanis standards, and being like, I have like 5 specifications that I need, and I need those. I don't really care about the brand. Okay, and I went through that with glasses earlier this 2026 year, and it came down to Nike, okay, and Ray-Ban won. But there's like, so it's been an interesting one because it hasn't been moving, like it's been, I'd say it's me moving forwards and having design specifications, or being like, do I know how this might wear? And really just thinking about like Tanis standards and professionalism. And like, it's been kind of weird because it's not been like a deliberate pushing away of Nike so much as like, I need to move forwards, and just doing it is no longer consistent with like my business models. I need something that performs to criteria, and, you know, doing something complete disregard for the rules just to do it. Like, no. And so it's been kind of like, you know, seeing Nike and then choosing something else has been like a form of positive reinforcement, in the sense of like, I do know what I'm doing. It's not just doing it. I am methodical, if none other than for my heart research, right? So it's been kind of like not, those are perhaps two things that don't quite go together. Like at a legitimate, I don't have to force it kind of way. So yes. And I don't have to beat it. What is it? Like a lot of people just want to beat the best, and so they want to beat Nike, or what, you know, just like they're gonna wear it and be the best, just do it so much so that they're better than Nike. And I'm like, thinking of my Michael Jackson, you know, and he read our wedding vows correct, you know, sleepwalking mode wedding vows, and he read his vows before me, and I don't want to beat him. I don't want to beat Nike, the brand. I don't push them away. I am perfectly fine with the fact that I wore Nikes earlier in my life. Never quite liked a lot of those Nike pairs. Thank you very much. And kind of like, I quite like my husband and at least some of his music, but no, I don't want to beat it, like as in beat him. I respect male before female in that context at the altar, so to speak, reading of the vows. So that does not bother me whatsoever, ever. So it's kind of a rhyme there of like, no, it's just, I've gotten a new perspective on my own tastes and business models and design specifications and standards for utility and performance. And so it's been like, I've grown up, but not like I'm done growing. Like I've matured and I'm still maturing. So that's on shopping for running shoes exclusively via Roadrunner Sports, January 2024 AD to present.